Have you had enough, America? You know, I was just walking around the office grieving for my country. Few things have really shaken me up this bad and completely confirmed that everything we cover here is absolutely true and that it's worse than I could even imagine. Oh, I know TSA has announced and has been running operations all over the country, from Texas to Florida, from California to New York, where they randomly grope people at bus stations and train stations and search their bags. And it's way outside the 10th Amendment, a huge federal power grab, while our southern border is wide open. But to have Big Sis come out and announce at 800 plus Walmarts, and that's just the beginning, other retailers are lining up, to have telescreens put in front of the checkout counters. So it's like an airport. You got to hear the droning. Look for bags on the ground. Look for, anybody. Our Homeland Security starts in your hometown. Training us that we can trust Big Sis and Homeland Security, the ones that represent the federal government that's stolen tens of trillions of dollars and shipped it offshore to foreign banks that won't tell Congress where the money went. Oh, we can trust Homeland Security that runs the telescreens right out of 1984, but we can't trust other people shopping in Walmart. And look, I know Hillary was on the board of Walmart, and I know they're in deep with the communist Chinese. I get it. And I don't shop at Walmart. But if you do shop at Walmart, stop shopping there. Walmart caused the universal adoption in a Pentagon agreement in 1986 of the Uniform Universal Product Code, or the barcode. In 2002 and 2003, they tried to force universal adoption of RFID. And they've got the smart shelves that are there radiating you, similar to the body scanners, tracking all of that. Walmart is a scourge on this country. And it's part of the deindustrialization of this nation and plays all sorts of dirty tricks. But this is the last straw. If I'm out in the countryside and need ammo, and Walmart has already deindustrialized and shut down all the other shops in the area, I'm not even going to go there to buy 30-aught 6 rounds, okay? I will never set foot in your stinking Walmart again. Do you understand me? Do you read me? Ladies and gentlemen, imagine what's coming next with the TSA putting us in body scanners and got caught lying about saving the images and federal and state courthouses. Well, TSA's told us they want to be in the malls, the public schools, the colleges. This is the new service economy. A bunch of minimum wage, brown shirt goons running around having their way with us. So it's important that we point out just how insane this is. Land of the free, home of the brave, where they stick their hands down your pants, where they pull people's colostomy bags out of their sides and laugh at them, where they make women who've lost their breasts from breast cancer take out the prosthesis, but the congressmen and others are exempt. This is a sick joke. And now, for those that haven't read 1984, this is directly out of 1984, where everywhere you go, there's telescreens barking orders at you and telling you how much Big Brother loves you. I saw an article just a few months ago out of California where the state's looking at making all the license plates be computer screens that flash advertisements and Big Brother announcements about wanted persons. This is all right out of Minority Report. And Homeland Security admits they've got pre-crime stuff tracking us on the internet. They go on to admit that, oh, guess what? We violate the 4th Amendment. It's a felony every time government does it, but so what? And that they're grabbing in real time all our credit card purchases. This is insane. And it has nothing to do with keeping us safe as a society. As the MIAC and Homeland Security reports that law enforcement sent us almost 2 years ago conclusively show, 90+% of Homeland Security is about targeting the American people. And Governor Ridge, the former head of Homeland Security in 2009, wrote a book and admitted that he issued fake terror alerts for political purposes. Well, that's all this is the federal government that already milks us and sucks off of us, injecting itself into our lives as the authority figure, some jackbooted woman up there telling us about our hometown security. Meanwhile, illegal aliens are literally running around all over the Southwest, robbing people at gunpoint. In California and many other states, upwards of half the inmates are illegal aliens. Oh, but that's not a problem. Homeland Security hires illegal aliens to build the show fence on the border. That's come out in the news. It's all a sick joke. America, you've learned to be conformist. You've learned to go along with anything. Hey, Federal Reserve wants to steal trillions and not tell Congress where it went. That's okay. Now they're announcing the government's going to take the veterans' pensions and their health care plans away. They got to cut the government, but raise the taxes so all the money goes to the offshore banks. Our nation has been used as a command base by the private mega six banks to take over Argentina and countless other third world countries like Nigeria. And just like those third world countries are debt slaves to the IMF and World Bank, we are now becoming debt slaves. And part of the IMF World Bank agreements with countries that are in hoc is that they put in a police state grid to control their population. We have a planned economy and a planned society. And Walmart is a huge part of that. They've had drills where Walmart practices during the Model States Health Emergency Powers Act to be a forced inoculation center. I mean, this is a very creepy organization. They've got all sorts of mafia tactics that have come out where they'll come into a town and pay 3 or 4 egg producers to gear up and build up. Then there's a glut of eggs. Then almost all the competition shuts down. And now Walmart can charge whatever it wants. If you spend your money with that Chinese slave camp supporting organization, you deserve what you get. America has been run into the ground. It has been vertically integrated. And now we have 1984 telescreens with a fat jackboot with her short haircut and the whole 9 yards up there leering at us like a demonic chipmunk. But I'll tell you the good news. On the official Homeland Security channel, I just spent 15 minutes reading the hundreds of comments, and none of them supports you. No one goes along with your garbage. You are so arrogant in your ivory towers that you think you can gut this country. The globalists are dog training you. They are breaking your will. They are attempting to train you to accept any humiliation, the naked body scanning, the groping, government intruding in your life, training you not to trust your neighbors, playing the part of some jackbooted authority figure. But the good news is, when you go look at those comments on the official Homeland Security website, and they may expunge them later, 99 out of 100, literally, I read for 15 minutes and couldn't find one agreeing with Big Sis. And every person on there understood that she's trying to divide us, that they're trying to create an atmosphere of paranoia and fear and sell themselves as our saviors, that they're trying to intrude in our lives and start breaking into our media when we're captive audiences in a checkout line. We understand what's happening. And the people of the United States and the world need to get aggressive and on the offense against these tyrants. I've got a few more important points I want to make. We need to find our dignity, our humanity, our common sense again. This is such a brazen, naked, tyrannical takeover. It is cartoonish. It is absurdist. It's worse than 1984 in many respects. But we still have somewhat of a free press, and the system is openly announcing they want to start curtailing it. White House regulations says they want to arrest people that criticize the government. Cass Sunstein. The land of the free, home of the brave is being shifted from a once free republic into the greatest tyranny the world has ever seen. And the globalists are going to continue to get away with this as long as people aren't aware of inside job stage terror. The Gulf of Tonkin to get us into Vietnam was staged. Operation Ajax, Operation Gladio, the NATO option, Operation Northwoods, Pentagon plan to stage 9/11 style attacks. There's Army field manuals on how to stage false flags. Until you wake up and understand, corporate interests use America as their global mercenaries and as their checkbook. And our military doesn't belong to us. Our country doesn't belong to us. When we finally face that, we have a chance to take the nation back. But we are used as an engine of global tyranny. And it's not enough to point out that our borders are open and that having Stasi spy training at Walmart, training us to spy on other shoppers, is useless. It's not useless. It's there to train us to be slaves, to not trust each other. It's there to train us that Big Brother, Big Sis loves us and is our authority. It's there to break our will and to condition us to live in the surveillance state. The only way to defeat these people is to do your own research and find out that they're acting so crazy and so tyrannical because they're terrorists. As Governor Ridge admitted, they put out fake terror alerts. This isn't a game, folks. You got to speak out for 9/11 truth. You got to speak out about what's really happening in our world, or these people are going to go a lot further. Have you figured that out yet? In just a month, They've gone from just groping your genitals and breast on the outside to sticking their hands down your pants to pulling off urine bags and colostomy bags to making fun of people, to threatening $11,000 fines if you don't submit, to massively expanding TSA presence on the streets. It's happening, okay? So I'm done. There's the facts. It's up to you, but they're not going to stop. The sky's the limit if we don't stand up against these people. For God's sakes, wake up and break your trance and realize that this stuff is off the charts, un-American, and tyranny that is so science fiction-esque, I can't even believe it's happening. I mean, it takes a lot to shake me up. I knew this was coming, but my God, to actually see it unfolding is just blowing me away. I got children that live here. You've got children, many of you. I mean, come on. How obvious does it have to get here? I know I'm upset, but we should be upset. Look at what they've done to our country. Minimum wage bureaucrats sticking their hands down our pants, radiation scanners, Big Brother telescreens with the head of Homeland Security telling us to be wary of each other. How much more are we going to put up with? Look at how fast they're moving because they've stolen us blind of thousands of trillions, not hundreds of trillions. 1.5 quadrillion has been stolen. Even the Wall Street Journal and Washington Post admit it's 600 plus billion. That's a conservative estimate. They don't want to go to jail like Bernie Madoff and Ken Lay did. That's who we're fighting. That's what tyranny is a criminal, out-of-control government. I hope America recognizes this before it's too late, but it's starting to look like it may be too late. It's so corrupt, I can't even believe how off the charts it is. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.